Hello, Internet. Welcome to another Learn Adobe Now here on the Awesome Wood Things channel. I am so happy you are here. We have a great show for you today. There have been a lot of updates to Adobe Illustrator in a recent um, end of year upgrade to Creative Cloud 2019. Yes, they kind of rebranded the whole product, the whole Creative Cloud product. And I'm going to show you what is new. There's some really, really cool things. And a little nervous about this. I might make a logo too. Yes, someone reached out to me and asked if I could help with a logo. I usually don't do a lot of the creative stuff. Uh, Usually jump right in on any technical issue that needs done. Something needs cleaned up, something's not working, something's too complex. But sometimes I do take on some creative work, so I might jump into that as well. I see Steve's here. Welcome. We are getting ready to learn the new features of Adobe Illustrator. Really, some really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Um, I think you will really like it. Just a reminder, once this live stream is over, it goes unlisted on Awesome Wood Things. You can go to patreon.com/awesomewoodthings and pay $1 a month or more as a patron, and you'll get the whole back catalog. Or you can go to the free way. You can go to facebook.com/awesomewoodthings and then scroll through the wall, and you'll find all the marketing links here to the show unlisted. So there's a way to see reruns free and for $1 or more a month if you want to support me on Patreon. I see Russ is here from Simply Wooden Creations. Hello, Russ. Who wants to learn all the new features of Illustrator? I know what they are, and they're awesome. Okay, I should be presenting to everybody. Here are my robots, my line art robots. Aren't these cool? Going to show you the new features happening here. Watch this. Okay, so the puppet warp. Oh, and this is the logo I might try and jump into. Won't get all the way through, but maybe I can get help of the chat room to help me do that. Oh, me. What do you mean, me? Do you need logo help, Russ? Let me know. And if you're patient with me, I might be able to help you out. So here we go. Puppet warp. This feature did exist, but they made it much, much better. Okay, so let me select a group of objects here, and then you go to this pin, which is puppet warp. My little magnifier out here. Oh, you know what? The magnifier doesn't always work. The weirdest thing. I should say it works, but so here, what's new is I activated the puppet warp feature. Illustrator put these dots down where it thinks they should go, which is a big help. Before you had to define them. And then you can click, hold, and drag, and you can kind of move the stuff out that you want. Or you can add your own dots as well. And then if you move the stuff, they'll go like this. See how nice and subtly it bends? This is impossible to do. Maybe you want to put one there. Okay, now moving things is one thing, but you can also rotate. If you double click, single click, you can rotate around an object like that. Can I move one here? Isn't that cool? All right, so puppet warp became much more powerful in this recent update. And that's it, where it puts these dots down for you. You can still define your own dot, and then you can warp it out. This is great for character animation because Illustrator works really well with um, After Effects. After Effects is a line art animation and special effects program. So that is Puppet Warp, new and improved Puppet Warp. Isn't that cool? It's cool. Puppet Warp. Oh, I like it. All right, so let's see. What else do we want to cover? More things. There was more than one thing in this update. This was a major update. See if you can go. Let's see. All right, never mind. The next thing. Um, one of Illustrator's signature feature just got a boost. Let me show you. So let me draw a shape, and you can fill this with a gradient. So I can choose gradient over here. And now, in addition to the linear gradient, and in addition to the radial gradient, you now have free form gradient. So I'll click that. And now it puts this little dot here, and you can define as many as you want. And then if I can change the colors. And now you've got this super powerful way to do a mesh, and see how I can kind of scale or shrink that gradient. And it's really powerful. Okay, I'm still trying to get the hang of it, but watch what you can do. So let's say you put a couple of them here. And then you can do lines and kind of connect some of them. All right. And then we can kind of put that down there. Oh, not like that. Oh, crap. Go back to points. Move this here. Put that way. Let's put one in the middle. Make that a little bit more pink. So if you step back, I mean, you can kind of, you can make it look like a real sphere just with this tool. Now, this does not look like a super good sphere, but you can see I'm sneaking up on it. Oops. And so that's the gradient mesh tool. Jim's here. Hi, Jim. Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashirs. We're going over the new features of Illustrator. A few weeks ago, they came down and had an upgrade, and all kinds of new features are available, and I am breaking them all down. All right, next is fonts. I know fonts may not seem exciting to everyone, but believe me, I'm a huge font guy. I love fonts. I made my own font once. That's how much I love fonts. I called it Haas Light. That's the thing about making your own font. You get to name them. Kind of like making a baby. All right, let's take a look at the fonts and what's new. So here I have let's kind of make this a little bit better. All right, so let me call up my font properties, and let me show you what's happening here. Okay, so the font drop-down menu, there's actually a lot going on under this bad boy. Look at this. It's okay. So, first of all, you have a different way to preview this. They call this sample text options. So you could say, just show me uh, all these fonts down here. You're not sure which one you want. You can have it display the word typography, the alphabet, quick brown fox, numbers, or this sentence, which has letters and numbers. So it's a way to preview what the font is right inside of the app. This is huge. And look, you can make them bigger or smaller too. I would always squint really hard to try and see them because when you're picking font, it's a creative thing, and you don't want to be held back by limited options of fonts are like a major. This was a much needed thing in Illustrator, and I'm so glad they have it. Sweet Design is here. Hello, Sweet Design. Glad to have you. I'm breaking down the new features of Adobe Illustrator. All right. So and this is all in this drop-down menu here. Now, check this out. This is wicked cool. So look at these icons. These tell you a lot about the font, and some of them are really cool. Let me see if I could find one. I'm looking one for the acronym VAR, VAR, Victor Alpha Romeo, VAR. Let me try and find one. Oh, come on. I know they're here. There they are. Okay, so let's go to this one. Okay, so now if you've chosen a font that has that VAR type at the end, watch what you can do. You get this button here, variable font. That's what VAR stands for, variable. You click this puppy and you'll have one or two or three options that has never existed before in Illustrator. Watch this. Isn't that sweet? That is so much more than that is not stroking. Like, you're not just adding a stroke on there. You're actually rendering the font thicker or thinner based on true characteristics of what the font should be. Like, I mean, look in here, for example. Noticed how this part of the U is thinner than this part, and sure enough, when you shrink that, it behaves like it should be. In other words, it's not just adding the same level of stroke, it's actually rendering the font as a stronger weight. Now, I know you think that's awesome, but it gets even more awesome. Now watch this. Let me pick a different font. I'll go down to this one, and I think this one has more features. Oh, this one has all three. The other one only has two, but we'll jump right to the spectacular ending. So in addition to weight, which you've just seen on the other font, this one is also configured for width. So now it's um, condensed, and now it's normal, and now it's display and slant. Yes, you can italicize them, but with precise control over all of this. This is huge. I don't know. I don't know if you think that's impressive. On a scale of 1 to 10, like, what do you think this is as far as being impressive? 10 being the most impressive, and 1 being not impressive, and 3 being meh. To me, like, that is, and again, it's not just slapping a stroke around it or doing something similar to that. It's actually making the font have more weight or less weight in following true font principles. Mm, mm, mm. All right. Let me see here. Now let's look at custom toolbars. So, now you've got this little triple dot, or I guess this is where you go to edit the toolbar and watch what you can do. So you have this panel that shows up next to this toolbar and this little preferences thingy here. And if you have two of them by default, advanced, which is what everyone has by default, and then basic. So basic skinnies it up. Okay. Um, the skinnied up version has things hidden. So you can go to this edit toolbar, and then whatever's hidden is in gray. I'm sorry, whatever is there is in gray, and whatever isn't shown on the toolbar is lit up. And you can take a tool and you can pop it in, either replace or add, and then there's now that tool can stay there, and you can save in toolbar. Now I can have this configured for myself if I want to um, choose it. Isn't that cool? Or you can always just pop around to the normal ones. Those were the main features that I wanted to cover. There are a few more. Um, New Illustrator. Let me see if I can find the web page. Illustrator features 2018 from Adobe. Yeah, here we go. So if you go to the web address, this shows you what new features there are. And I covered the good ones that you will likely use. And here's the one we did earlier in the year. So they only had 4 of them. So this was a big bundle here. Lots and lots of cool stuff. Um, and I think they're just kind of sprucing up the product line for another year of sales. So I like that. I do, I do, I do. All right. Um, a logo. I have a logo that I'm going to try and do create. Create a new layer, put the layer up on the top. Take that, bring that up to the top. And how about we hide some things? There we go. And I'll make my layer blue. Sorry, light blue. That's the way I like it. All right, so this is Wilmore's World, and this used to be Wilmore's World of Wood, and they want to get away from the wood part. Not get away, but they want to have it a little more inclusive and just have it be Wilmore's World. Technically, that would be an apostrophe S. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, never mind about that. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to do was jump out and find some clip art. And I know I don't advise using clip art in logos, but um, who knows? We might get lucky. So I like to start at Pixabay. This is a free resource here. I'll limit this to vector graphics. Globe. These are all free to use, commercially free to use assets. Pixabay.com, not a sponsor. All right, so let's see here. Any good globe for logo sake? I could maybe just do something like this. Let's see. There's a good one. I want it real basic, like really basic, because it's a logo. Oh, that's wicked cool. Look at that guy. I like that. Look at this. Look at that one. Jupiter. Do you see any you like, chat room? That's pretty cool. That's it. Boom. Downloaded. Done. What is going on up here? That's not acceptable. What's going on over there? Almost like something got shifted. See how that kind of busts out over the horizon? And look, it doesn't. It's almost like this outline moved. That's better. So I'm going to copy this, paste it in front, scale it just a smidge, and then move that out of the way. And I'm going to see if I can just object, arrange, bring to front. Now I have a circle as the frontmost object. Let's see if I can make that a mask. There we go. That will looks much better. All right. Make that centered. Command Shift C, centered. Look at that font. Isn't that font funky? I like that font. All right, let's find a good font for world. Stop me if you like one. That's kind of similar. More hand drawn, but similar. Hmm. Sometimes I call this looking at mug shots of type. Let me try and find that font. Where I could find that. Let's see. I like to go to 1001 fonts. Gonna keep that there as my model. Let's see if I can find this font. All right, so whoops. Sans serif. Oh wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, so let's not do script. No. Okay, I've chosen wide. I don't know what text is. It's a strange category. Display. Where's display? There. There we go. Boy, that's really hard to figure out. All right, you know what? Let's take a picture of this. And let's jump out to what the font. Oh, look at that. That was darn close. Isn't this an amazing website? It's trying to locate what that font is. Man, that's close. Do you see it? And did I scroll past it? That's close. See, look at that W. So that W has a unique type shape. See, it doesn't connect at the very top of that middle one. Like that's close right there. Is this Maker Horn NF? Let me just look at a few more. Show more results. This is getting the feel of it for sure. I wouldn't know where to begin to program a site like this. Like, how do you tell a computer to do this type of stuff? It's amazing this even works as well as it does. Look at that. That's like, I like that one. Peanut Gallery NF. So here's what I do. I'll go copy that. Just copy that text, and then I'll go free. Buy from $10. Similar fonts and alternatives. Okay. Uh, Look at this one. This one's similar and it's free. How about that? What is this site called? Whatfontis.com. I'm digging it. I'll take that one. Download will start in 20 seconds. Has it been 20 seconds? Oops. Oh, there we go. Show Finder. Open that up. What to do is go here and go to fonts and put it here. Open my fonts up. New. There we go. And now let me use my free alternative. There it is. Just like that. Not exactly the same, but I actually kind of like what I chose a little bit better. Just see that? See how that worked? I went to whatthefont.com, found a font that was really close. Turned out it was a premium font. I had to pay for it. Didn't want to pay for it. Found another way to find a similar font that was free. Downloaded it, loaded it up, configured it, put it in Illustrator. Boom. Desktop publishing, baby, and the internet. Matt is going to use Comic Sans. Burn him. Jim, don't make me put you in timeout. Thou shalt never use Comic Sans. Never, ever, ever. Good to have you here, Jim. You'll have to catch the rerun of the show. I went through the latest updates of Adobe Illustrator. They updated the whole Creative Cloud to 2019 version, and Illustrator had a whole bunch of little goodies built into it with the update. Go get it. They're free with the Creative Cloud, and I went over it. So catch the rerun of this. Save this URL because it'll work in the future. And I'm redoing someone's logo here because they asked me to. And sometimes I do creative work, not all the time. I pretty much always do like technical work. Someone's having a technical issue or a feature they don't know how to use feature, something like that. I'm all over that. I don't often do creative work, but sometimes I do, and this is one of those times. Busy too. Yeah. I hear you. What was the name of the font again? Oh, this font? Sure. It is Glapon Black. Galpon Black. And here, I'll do you one better. Here you go, Russ. Check the chat now. That's where I got it from. All right. Well, my idea for this logo was to wrap this, to bubble this out to look like it was stretching around the globe. Not quite sure how to do that. See if I can get some effects happening here. I'm thinking bloat. Nope, I am not thinking bloat. All right. Make a good scroll saw font. Oh, yeah. Russ always has his scroll saw hat on, his scroll saw mind, which is a good thing. Russ, I imagine you just look at something and you can see it as a finished scroll saw project. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I really don't know what I'm looking for here, but I know there's a way to kind of bubble this stuff out to make it look like it's wrapping around. Arch. There we go. Now that gets me kind of the way there. See how that kind of sits? Kind of what I'm looking for. I would want the ends, the left and the right, to pinch a little bit as if they're being foreshortened back into space. But that's pretty darn good right off the get-go. And then I'm thinking maybe just have this straight across. Or maybe up on a circle, like on a path, like this. Just changing some sizing here. Just trying to see what works. Not digging that font. Oops. I'm sorry. I'm not digging the color of the font. That's what I meant to say. Let me get my swatches out. Save this. Boop. Load that up. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, this is one of the things where I might have to come back to it a little bit. I'm not digging it. I think I definitely want to maybe find a different font up here, or maybe not. And, you gotta think about the YouTube world because YouTube is now all circles, so how's this gonna look in a circle, you know? So, like, that could be the channel avatar, the channel icon. Look at all that white down in here, sort of unbalanced. Can you do, though, really? I don't know. Unless it looks something like this. Object arrange, bring the front. Did you get I saw okay. Pew was on the phone for an hour. Not sure the iPhone is the best thing to be using to watch this Facebook to watch this show, but I am here. David Bishop. Hey, hi David. You'll have to catch the rerun. I went through the new updates to Adobe Illustrator in the Creative Cloud 2019 software update. To catch the rerun. And now one of the woodworking members of the community reached out to me for some logo help. I don't always do creative work, um, keep that to a minimum, but I always do like technical help. Um, but I decided to take this on. It's been a while since I did a logo and not totally loving what I got here, to be honest. But it's kind of a start. And this is how the logo work kind of unfolds. It's an iterative process, and the mind is an amazing place because after you step away from it and shut yourself down, you will constantly think of solutions. It's really crazy. Um, so I could come back to this tomorrow and I could tweak this some more, and it's crazy how that works. The FB was a typo. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So go get that Illustrator update. It's you're paying for the suite with the monthly package, so there's nothing you have to do. You just come down to here, and then right there it was blue and said update. Now, some of these things I haven't installed. Look at all this stuff you get. Man, they've got a huge product suite. I don't even know what some of this stuff is. I mean, I know what most of it is. Look at that. That's a full-blown audio editing suite. Full blown. Don't even have it. Is Dreamweaver even still a thing? I guess so. Dimension, is that still around? Oh, I used to use that back in the textbook illustration days. Yeah, we did chemical art and we needed spheres and like the H2O with the sticks and the balls and we did a lot of teardrop shapes. Like that was a way to um, convey chemical elements, and we used Adobe Dimension. And I made a T-shirt of bowling pins, and I made the bowling pins in Adobe Dimension. It's a 3D modeling application, but it exports line art. It's like for graphic. Anyway, that's what it was. I don't know what it is now, but yeah, that's Adobe Dimension. I should fire that sucker up and just play with it. So here's my two kind of embarrassing logos, but these won't go anywhere. They won't go to the client, but it's just a start. And I think I'm going to research how to make this look like it's really flying around the globe because this left has to get more pinched, smaller into space, farther away from the camera, and same thing over there. And maybe I'll do Wilmore's across maybe a similar way across the northern hemisphere. I use Adobe Illustrator, but it's an older borrowed version. I'm afraid to update my Mac to the newest operating system. I can't afford to lose it right now. You know what? I totally feel you because this Mac over here, yeah, I've got to. Um, the one we're on now is the one work gave me, my full-time job, but this one's the one I own. And I've got the Creative Suite 5, version 5, I think. And it's to the point where if I close Illustrator, it crashes. Now, if I can hit save, save's fine. Close, crash. But it's not supported. Like that older version is not supported anymore. So if I update the OS, bye-bye. There goes my and I got CD-ROMs. No, actually DVD data DVDs to install the Creative Suite. CS. It was the Creative Suite, not Creative Cloud, not CC. This was CS. Creative Suite 5.2, I think it is. 5.1. I don't know if you can see that firing up there. Remember that old orange? Yeah. Yeah. CS5 is what is on that one. And now watch what happens. Let me hide others. So I'll go to quit it. I don't know if you can see over there, but watch, it'll crash. There's the crash. Adobe Illustrator CS 5.1 has quit unexpectedly. And I just hit ignore. But it's working over there. And that's on what do I got? El Capitan OS 10 10.11.6. And same thing with a Final Cut Pro. Like I should upgrade it so I can have CS format. Okay, hi Billy. Um, yeah, David was saying he has an older version of Illustrator and he doesn't want to update the OS because then it won't be compatible. And I feel you, brother. I feel you, but I should just let it go. I should update the OS on there, and I should update my Final Cut Pro version because now that's stuck lower too. Just remembering passwords is motivation just to leave things as they are. Oh, Jim. Jim. No, no, no. I've got a whole password routine figured out. And if anyone wants a lesson on how I manage passwords, and I've built 97 websites in my day. So I've got to remember a lot of different stuff. Um, yeah. Yeah, I've got it's kind of OCD, but boy, does it work. But yeah, no, no, no. You got to figure that out, Jim. A piece of paper, a document, something. Keep your passwords in a good place. That's not hackable. Is it the difference in 64-bit and 32-bit? David A. Cox says this bit change can be an issue. Oh, you're running Windows. Yeah, that does have some issues. What a pain in the butt that is. Because people are thinking, oh, well, 64 is more than 32. 64 must be better. But in some cases, it is and it isn't. But who knows? I lose notes though. Yeah, got them written down somewhere. Brother, brother. I feel you. I should go over the way I manage passwords. You could just get LastPass. I hear it's great. Um, you probably should, but not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. But LastPass isn't everybody. LOL. Yeah. So what do you think of this logo on I think it's pretty awful. Now the colors are just god awful right now. And I think this globe is too complex because you know me, this has to look good thumbnail size, like literally the size of your fingernail. And that has too much going on. But I was just really attracted to this gorgeous marble polished tinted glass type look. I'm a sucker for that stuff, man. I really am. I would have to put an outline on the text as well. Something like that. Of course, I would want that on the outside of the text. Yeah, that's not working for me. But you know what I mean? Like this is just kind of how I get the creative process going. I have something in my head, I try and realize it, and then put it away, and then come back to it. And that's how it works. But when you are installing a whole new OS, a program with your passwords does you no good at all. Yeah. Yeah, jumping operating systems is comes with a whole other bag of issues. Things have come a long way. I love things that are in the cloud now. Makes it so much easier. I remember people used to ask me, they would have a desktop computer and they would buy another desktop computer and they would want everything transferred, all programs and everything. And they have no install disks, they have no serial numbers, and I'm like, you want me to do what? Like, oh, I can download your files. I could take all your Word docs from your documents folder and move it over. Then you just reinstall your apps. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? What am I talking about? Reinstall, Microsoft Office and, and reinstall this and reinstall that. I don't know how to do that. I'm like, oh, I got to the point now where, computer work is it's like if you do something computer related to someone else's computer, forever from that point forward, anything that happens to the computer will be linked to you. Oh, remember that time you updated my computer 2 years ago? Now I've got another problem. It's like somehow what you did magically puts you on the hook for everything. People can be strange that way. Dash Lane is on my iPhone, iPad, and all my computers. I can access it from anywhere. Is that a password management thing, Russ? Oh, TJ's woodworking shop. He says he's in the house. Yeah, boy. Hi, TJ. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. What's up, my YouTube family? Yeah. I am in the very first early stages of creating a logo. I'm not happy with it right now. And before this, TJ, I went over the updates that came with the Illustrator app. Yeah, they updated the program. A lot of good stuff. So you have to catch the rerun. Yeah, Russ says that's a password management. This password management stuff I hear are fantastic. Like they are rock solid as far as convenience and security too. But I've never embraced them. I should make my life easier. I don't know why I haven't. But LastPass is what I hear is good. But apparently we're getting a good review for something called Dashlane. So there you go. Kind of a cool name, Dashlane. TJ's doing awesome. TJ, you'll have to hang out on the Awesome Wood Things channel after I shut this live stream down. I'm going to fire up the All Things YouTube show. And I'll have a lot of good details there. We had the YouTube outage and Premieres. I'm going to show you where Premieres is within the interface. Premieres where you can watch the first launch of a edited video on YouTube and be in the chat room and interact. A lot of fun stuff. And go over the news of the week. That's what I'll do. Just remember, if you want to catch a rerun of the show, it is unlisted on the Awesome With Things channel, but you can go to facebook.com/awesomewiththings and scroll down the wall and go to all my marketing links. They point you to the reruns of these shows, and you will be able to watch it for free, or you can be a dollar or more patron over on patreon.com/awesomewiththings, and you'll get the whole back catalog of all these Learn Adobe Now sessions over on Patreon. Steve Nealon broke YouTube. Steve says he did not. Hint, hint. It was Eloy's fault. Eloy was live streaming on Tuesday when it went down. My face is bad, but not that bad, says Steve. Steve Nealon from Harnell Media. Yes, you did. I was there and watched it. Oh, fun stuff. Okay. I'm going to shut this down. Thank you, line art people. Hang around on Awesome with Things. My next show is starting in 4 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Good night. And I'll see you over on All Things YouTube here on Awesome with Things. Thanks.